Welcome back to the Sports Edge podcast. I'm your host and Commissioner Dan Stanzik. Pleasure to be joined by two-time Sports Edge Fantasy Football League champion Justin the Guru Iser. Guru, how are we this evening?
Doing great. Sounds like the Knicks are going to pull it off. So a nice little night here.
The things I do for this league, Guru, it's unbelievable. I'm watching like Toronto Blue Jay playoff games while taping this podcast. The Knicks season opener is on right now, and I'm starting the podcast without the game ending. The things I do for our 6-7 listeners, it's unbelievable.
Fearlessly.
You know, the sacrifices I make, the things we do, the time, the blood, sweat, and tears we put into this podcast, the content we provide for free.
It's true.
For a 2-5 team. We'll get to that. All right, week 7 recap. Let's dive right in. In no particular order. I honestly don't even know how I come up with the order. We just do it. Hunter, I don't even know her. That is Zans. They beat Celsius 113-71. And we got to talk about Kessa's team. The Puka Nacua injury has left Celsius just completely ravaged. This week, it was kind of a double whammy. Not sure if you saw this. This actually, I know we don't talk about other leagues, but this happened to be in another league where Puka is out for Kess. And then Puka is playing the team that has Devontae Adams in Zans. So no Puka in Kess's lineup. And then Devontae Adams gets 3 touchdown passes, probably because Puka wasn't on the field. And Zans just absolutely dominated his primary care doctor. I can't believe he did that to Kess like that. But it brings up the question, 6-1 Zans. There's also a 6-1 NFL team. That's the Indianapolis Colts. So Guru, I will ask you, which team do you believe in more? Zans is 6-1 or the Colts 6-1?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the doc being the primary care. I mean, I feel like Zans should have benched everybody, right? I mean,
unbelievable.
He might have saved his life. I think we needed.
We need a primary care doctor for Cass after what Zans just did to him. I think
100%. That this was an easy one for me. I mean, it's Zans' team over the Colts for me. I mean, it's just I don't trust Daniel Jones. I feel like I should have picked the Colts because I should be rooting for Jonathan Taylor to keep doing what he's doing. But yeah, I think it's Zans, and it's a Daniel Jones led Colts. So I think you've got to pick Zans there.
I think you answered the question correctly. Like it's the team we should believe in more is Zans because of past precedent, because we've seen him do it before. However, if you look into the numbers would tell you should believe more in the Colts. They lead the NFL in scoring. They seem to be a complete team. Zans is 3rd in the league in scoring. He is close to me and Walsh, who are 2nd and 1st.
Yeah.
But Zans has faced the fewest points in the league. So he has had a relatively cupcake schedule to this point. So that should you would play a little regression to the mean there and think things are going to come back to earth a little bit for Zan. So if you looked at the numbers, if you were an analytics freak, if you were an analytics guru and not just a fantasy guru or whatever guru you actually are, who knows? I can't believe we don't even know how that started. But if you were into the numbers, you would say Colts, but because of what you said, Daniel Jones is on the Colts. You expect him to become a pumpkin. And didn't even realize I was doing that in late October there. And Zans, we've seen him do it before. Makes sense that you would lean for the team you believe in more being Zans.
Yeah.
New team name. I love hyphens. They beat the McConkey off my back 114-110. Yeah, about 4-point win there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you rebrand, Guru. You know, we basically forced him onto it, and they got the dub. Jahmyr Gibbs not too happy about the name change. 35 points. He was like, Robbie, what are you doing to me? But it helped Robbie beat Half. Much needed win for Robbie. And Half has had a pretty good run as a sports fan. Michigan won the title 2 years ago. Granted, there's some cheating allegations there. The whole kind of Stallions thing, I didn't really pay attention to too much, but whatever. They won the title. Lions are an absolute wagon. Half finally cracked the egg, got the McConkey off his back, and won in this league. It leads to an obvious question for you, Guru. Which team of yours would you most want to win a championship? And of course, I'm asking that question because my Blue Jays are now in the World Series. But for you, I'm assuming it's the Islanders, and me not knowing my hockey knowledge. Well, I assume that is the correct answer, but enlighten me if it is otherwise.
Yeah, I was going to take the time to congratulate you on the Blue Jays. This was the perfect time to do that. So it's big. We're all rooting for you. I don't think anybody's rooting for the Dodgers.
Fuck the Dodgers. Everybody's anti-Dodgers. Yeah.
I was excited for either AL team to win and root for them in the finals, but I'm happy for you that it was the Jays. What a home run! What a moment!
Unbelievable, Springer, UConn great, George Springer.
What a moment! Yeah, I mean, you wrote which team you want to. I wrote any of them.
Yeah,
but, I mean, I've been alive for 0 championships of the teams in the big major.
Really?
Yeah.
So the Islanders, they were great in the
Technically
80s,
the
right?
Mets, technically the '86 Mets, I was alive. I was like
Okay.
3 months
The
old.
Islanders won in the early 80s before you were born,
Yeah, the last year they won was '83. I was
and
born in
it was four in a
'83.
row, right?
It was 4 in a row, '79 to '83.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so I've seen obviously no Knicks,
Yeah,
no
no
Mets, of course.
Jets. Yeah.
The Mets were the Mets September of '86 or October of '86. I was
Yeah.
born June of '86. So technically, I
Yeah,
guess
no, that wouldn't count it. Yeah.
any of them was my answer. But yeah, I mean the Islanders for sure, for sure.
Islanders, the one you care about the most.
Yeah.
See, I like for me, I think the answer is the Knicks
Mhm.
because I was alive for the Blue Jays winning the World Series when I was 6 and 7. Like I've
Right.
seen that. I remember sitting on the couch and my mom saying, "Joe Carter really looks like he's ready to hit a home run right here." And then sure enough, he did. Fun note: I did just help someone book Joe Carter on the podcast this week
Nice.
because, of course, I have Joe Carter's number. One of the only Blue Jay fans out there. But I think if I was going to say answer this selfishly, most people in my industry know that I am a Blue Jays fan, and there's a million Knick fans. So if the Blue Jays win, like right now, everyone's like, "Oh, Stanzik's a Blue Jay fan." I think what would mean the most to me, though, is probably the Knicks.
Yeah.
And they have a pretty good chance this year. Hopefully, I didn't just jinx them. We'll move on and hopefully breeze right past this game. Thrill of the chase, storm back on Monday night, edge out the Stanziks, 147 to 141. You know what? I'm going to look this up on the fly. I forgot to add a note here to see if that loss was one of the, I mean, obviously it's one of the most devastating, scoring the second most points in a week and coming away with a loss. Most points scored in a loss. I had 141. That is the 12th most points scored in a loss in Sports Edge Fantasy Football League history. Any guesses before I continue what we were planning on here with the most points scored in a loss is?
I can't imagine. Like I know you said 12. I can't imagine it's much higher than that. So I would say I don't know 159.
159 would put you in third place. Two teams have scored 160 or more and lost. Curtis has the record, scored 165.8 in 2014 and lost. Kess actually scored 163.4 and lost last year, I think, to Curtis in the last week of the season, if I'm remembering correctly. But I can tell you that in 1 second. Kess scored 163.4. And yes, he lost to Steve, who scored 186.7 last game of the regular season last year. Unbelievable. So Curtis has now done that twice, beating the team with the second most points scored in a week. He's done that twice in his last, 8 games? Ridiculous. Screw you, Steve. The Stanziks, second in the league in scoring, as I mentioned earlier, just 2 points off of first place in leading the league in scoring. That is currently held by Walsh. If you haven't looked at the standings, the Stanziks are 2-5 and in 8th place, despite being second in the league in scoring, just 2 points off of first. Losing like this, as we have covered last year, feels a lot like death. Speaking of, we lost a Sports Edge Fantasy Football League legend this week in Doug Martin. In his honor, Guru, I have compiled a roster of former SEFFL players that are no longer with us. Feel free to comment. Once I run through these, quarterback was the toughest position. Okay. Because we didn't start the league until we were talking in our pre-show meeting. We were talking about how we started the league in 2008. Right. So in terms of quarterbacks, we missed. I don't think anyone had Steve McNair in 2008. I think he would have been our starting quarterback because not too many quarterbacks have passed. Our starting quarterback on this team is Ryan Mallett, former New England Patriot.
I don't think I knew he died.
Oh yeah, he died. I believe it was in like the Riptide. He was like at a beach and was trying to save people. Yeah. Oh yeah. Years ago. Our wide receivers, pretty good lineup here. Vincent Jackson, who we discussed. I think he was on Kess's team back in the day. Demarius Thomas, who you know, former Bronco. They just honored him this past week. Running backs, Doug Martin, of course, the muscle hamster. I think Half had him, if I remember correctly. Marion Barber, Marion the Barbarian. Tight end, obviously Aaron Hernandez fits the bill there. Our flex positions, Cedric Benson, former Bears running back. I think he was on the Bengals too. Mike Williams went to Syracuse, played for the Bucks. He passed. Rudy Johnson just passed away, former Bengals running back. He'd be another flex guy for us. The kicker, Rob Baronis. Remember him? I think he was a Jaguar.
That was when Berman used to go Rob
Baronis.
Yeah.
And then our just a quick bench here. We got Ronnie Hillman. I think he was a Broncos running back. Joe McKnight was a Jets running back. And then Jacoby Jones, if I remember, was more like a Ravens special teamer, wide receiver, kick returner. So there's your all dead lineup of former guys that were rostered in our league. Just in honor of Doug Martin.
We went from high divorce rates last week to death this week. We're just bringing you all the upbeat content here.
We talk about serious material here on the podcast. It's not all fun and games. All right. When you score 141 and lose, you look at death.
I get it. I saw that playing out. Like if you were watching the projections, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he's going to put up this big number and lose. I was particularly rooting for the Blue Jays when I saw that. I was like, if the Blue Jays also, this is going to be a
probably wouldn't have been a podcast.
I'd watch here. Yeah,
Steve would have had to fill in on the pod, which he probably would have loved to do. We move on. The Man Rocket says, you guys stormed Bowers Castle 138-69. Hoban, a lot like Kess without Puka Nacua. Hoban looks lost without Brock Bowers. I mean, he started a tight end this week whose name I would love to see him attempt to pronounce. That player, the tight end for the Titans, I'm not going to pronounce the full name. 0 points for him. The slot master also left DeAndre Swift and his 20 points on the bench. Swift scored more points than anyone on the roster this week, not named Pat Freiermuth, quarterbacks included. It is year 18 of the Sports Edge Fantasy Football League. How many times do you think Pat Hoban has finished in either 9th place or 10th place? 18 seasons. We will count this season because he's currently in 10th. We will count that as a 1, if that affects your guess or not.
I wasn't counting this season, but I'm going to stick with my number. I decided it had to be less than half. Otherwise, we might have to cancel the podcast or cancel him out of the league. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I went with 6.
Work on our minor leagues.
I went with 6.
Okay, the answer is 7.
Oh.
Including this season, like I said.
Technically, I had it right.
Technically, you had it right. 7 times he has finished 9th or 10th, and he has only finished 9th twice. So this would be the 5th time that he had finished in last in 18 seasons. So it's almost 40% hit rate of him being 9th or 10th. Hoban, get it together.
Yikes.
Please. The Honey Bijan Badgers, that's Walsh. They beat the Allen Bros 120-95. Hilarious side note here. Pete got 30 points from Aaron Rodgers, and he said he's still not getting 100, and he didn't. He also got damn near 30 from Devontae Smith on Sunday. So that's 60 points from 2 guys, still didn't score 100.
Right.
George Kittle, one of 4 players league-wide to put up a 0. And that's one of 4 players in starting lineups to put up a 0. Zans had 1, Walsh had 1, Hoban had 1, Pete had 1. Weird confluence of events there. Guru, Pete is a Jets fan like you. Walsh, of course, being a Pats fan, obviously. Have I ever told you the story about how Pete, Glance, Burge, and I went to a Jets game junior year of college? Do you know the story?
No, but before you tell it, funny enough, you said that, and I think it was sophomore year. Dank, Falzone, myself, and James did the same thing. We all went to the Jets.
Interesting.
I think it was the year before.
You are jogging my memory from a story I was about to tell you. I feel like we might have saw Falzone in Boston that weekend.
Oh, you went to New England.
We went to Boston College on Saturday, and then we went to the Jets-Pats game. Oh, yes, in Foxborough. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So, we went, maybe it was the same year, but we went, it was either junior or sophomore year, but we went to the Meadowlands. We went to Jersey, yeah.
So it was November 12th, 2006, when Chad Pennington and Jericho Cotchery and them boys went into Foxborough, beat Tom Brady, Belichick, and the Pats. 17-14 game. They have only beaten New England in Gillette Stadium in the regular season just once since that game. Beaten a couple times in the playoffs, by the way. Good for you Jets fans. But the reason I tell the story is because Glancy, I think his dad won something in an auction, and he got tickets and like this like pregame thing and like the practice facility next door, like this, we got wined and dined, and he was like, who wants to go? So he picked Pete, who was his roommate at the time, and me and Tim. And so we were driving up there, and I don't even remember what time of day this was. It was light out, I know that, and we were just crushing beers in Glancy's car. Probably not the smartest thing to do, and sure enough, we're probably like an hour into the drive, and we're, getting intoxicated, but we're in college, the tolerance is up, and we're like, Glance, we really got to pee, man. Like, come on. Like, you gotta, he's like, guys, there is nowhere to pull over. Like, we're on the highway. We're at like 84 or 91, whatever we are on, or the Merritt Park. I don't even remember. And we're like, Lance, come on. We see a clearing. And Glancy's like, all right, guys, fine. He pulls off on the highway, like the side of the highway. There's
Yeah.
like a grassy area, and me, Pete, and Tim get out. I've already forgot one part of the story already, and we are like peeing. And of course, a cop pulls up, and he's like, "What is going on? What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh, we didn't have service. We're trying to call our friend." And he's like, "It takes three of you to get service," and we're like, "Oh yeah, we're just trying all our phones." He's like, just like he knew something was afoot. And he was like, "Get back in the car, get out of here." I forgot to tell you that Glancy got 4 tickets to this Jets Pats game and 4 tickets to this pregame wine and dine scenario where like the Pats cheerleaders are there. And of course, Jack Philbin, I don't know if you remember Jack Philbin,
Yeah, I
was
do.
like
Yeah.
biggest FOMO guy in college, was like, didn't want to miss a fun event, was like, I'm coming with you. So Philbin comes with us without a ticket to either event. And so we went to BC on Saturday night, saw a football game. And then we went to the Pats Jets Sunday, and Philbin, like, we all go in with our tickets, and Philbin's like, I'll see you guys in there. And sure enough, like half an hour into this pregame, whatever, Philbin is like walking his way in, talking to people, and somehow gets in and is with us. Unbelievably, somehow had a ticket to the game, like classic Philbin. But the story we tell most often is that Philbin, when we got back to Fairfield that weekend, was telling everyone about the weekend. And it was the story of the Magic 30 pack, kind of like the Magic Loogie from the Seinfeld episode. But Philbin would always tell the story. He'd be like, yeah, me, Birdie, Pete, Stanman, Glance went up to Boston, and Petey had like 18 beers on the way there. Tim had 13. Stanman had about 12. Glance had 6, and he was driving. And like, you added it up, and you're like, Philbin, that's like 57 beers. There was, he was like, we split a 30 rack. Like, it just didn't compute. But that was, and of course, I had other memories from that game where Pete was like yelling about the Jets every time the Patriots got a first down. I think the announcer was like, "First down, Patriots." And so every time the Jets did it, Pete was yelling it. It was crazy. I found out how intense of a Jets fan Pete was that day. Sad times now for the Jets.
Yeah.
But great memories from college and the Magic 30 pack that we still, I think Burge and I still make a Magic 30 pack reference at least once a year. Guru, we move on. We're
Okay.
7 weeks in. We have a
Yep.
14 game regular season. So we're halfway there.
Yep.
We do this every year. We do some first half awards. First half MVP. Who do you have? I have 5 nominees, and I'm very confident that your answer is one of them. So you just go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it felt weird for me to pick this, but it felt right, even though I'm not in a great spot necessarily. But I don't know, Jonathan Taylor's got to be on that list. He's the highest scoring non-quarterback right now. 900 total yards and 11 touchdowns in 7 weeks is fairly ridiculous. So I'm gonna go with Jonathan Taylor. Probably a big reason why I have even a winning record, even though I don't put up that many points total.
I
That was
think
my
he's the right answer.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's the right answer.
I mean, there's some other candidates, but yeah, I agree.
The other players I had nominated, and the
Yeah,
ones you can make a case for:
sure.
Jackson Smith-Njigba
Yeah,
for Curtis's team is
yep,
leading the league among wide receivers in
yep,
points. I think he has a strong case. I also think Jamar Chase, who won the wide receiver triple crown last year,
yep.
is having a monster season without Joe Burrow. He is third among wide receivers. He is
Mhm.
also on Steve's team. So, of course, like, you'd give it to Njigba. Chase basically was the MVP last year. You're not going to vote for him again. Not that anyone's actually voting. But the fact that Chase is still right there, I think, is very impressive and worthy of being nominated again. And then I have Bijan Robinson. He's the third ranked running back. Christian McCaffrey's number 2 for my team, who's 2-5. Definitely not in the conversation because my team is 2-5 despite being second in points. Bijan for Walsh, I think, is worthy of nomination, but probably I would vote for Taylor or JSN. And
Yeah,
then Zan's is 6-1. So someone from his team should be nominated. And I have Jalen Hurts, 4th overall in terms of quarterbacks. He actually benched him this week. Still scored 30 points. But Zan's had Dak Prescott, who also scored 30 points, so it didn't affect him at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Yeah,
I looked at that. I looked at that. I was thinking like it should probably come from Zan. It seemed like part of the reason I wasn't sure about Jonathan Taylor is because it was my team.
yeah,
But you got to go pretty far down the list if you don't look at quarterbacks to get to Zanz's first position player, right? It's George
Yeah,
Pickens, like
right.
pretty far down the flex list. So that was an interesting one, but I agree with the thought process.
Yeah, if I push game to shove, I think I would. It's Taylor or JSN.
Yeah,
Taylor has been amazing though, so I do not fault you at all for voting for your own guy. This is a more fun category, and I don't know
yeah.
who I would vote for, but we can talk them out. Who's your first half least valuable player?
All right, you ready? You ready
Most
for this
least? No,
one?
just straight up least. Who's the LVP?
Yeah, ready for this one?
Yeah, I got three nominees. I
Okay, I
again,
don't
I
think
feel
I have mine
confident.
because I don't think this counts, but I'm going with it. It's Pat Hoban. Pat Hogan is my least valuable player. Let me tell you why. Because I think you can make a case
I love
that
it.
3 LVPs are on his team. I think you can
Wow.
make this case. Okay, I'll be
Okay, I
curious to
only
see
have one. I've one, but go
number
ahead.
one, Chase Brown.
Yes.
32nd ranked running back, right? You expect him to be an RB1, not doing
Hmm.
it at all. He's 32nd ranked, so I think that's a clear
He
contender.
finally ran for 100 yards this week, but he has
Right.
been
Right.
terrible.
Okay. This one might be a little controversial, but like, could you make the case for Ashton Genty? Now, 12th ranked running back, so he's pretty high up, right? But
He had a dud of a
he's had
game this
one
week.
game, right? He's
Yeah.
had 3 games under 7 points. He's
Yeah.
crossed 100 total yards twice and 100 rushing yards once out of 7 games. So like, it's really been one game, maybe 2 games that have carried him. So he's been particularly bad. Another like 4 point outing, I think, this week, something like
Yeah,
that.
not good.
Really bad. And then the other person on Hoban's team is Nico Collins.
Wow. Okay,
32nd ranked wide receiver. Again, you expected him to be like a top 5 guy. So they're not like way down the list, but like they're guys you expected to be carrying his team, and they're way down. So I just went Hoban because maybe
Hoban.
maybe 3 guys on that team are up
I
for it.
I thought it would be more Hoban specific. Like he made some egregious errors
No,
and he's
I
been
mean
terrible.
yeah,
That would have been better for me. But
yeah. All right.
of those three, who would you go for if you actually had to vote?
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown. Okay, so Chase Brown was the nominee I had for Hoban's team. I also had Saquon Barkley for Pete's team, another 2-5
Yeah,
team.
that's a good one.
Saquon I have is running back 18 right now, hasn't rushed for 100 yards, less than 10 points back-to-back games. Saquon was a monster last year. He has not been great this year. Pete's putting him on the trade block, although it's historically tough to trade with Pete, so who knows if he actually moves him. And then the last player I have on here, you mentioned a rookie running back in Ashton Genty. I put Travion Henderson for my team. Hasn't
Yeah.
rushed for more than 33 yards in a game. Has scored more than 10 points just once. He was supposed to be like the next best great thing. All the preseason hype. People were drafting him super early. I took him with the 3rd pick in our semi-dynasty league here, and he has been absolutely miserable for my team. So I had 3 running backs nominated there. I think Chase Brown's probably the answer because his expectations based on compared to his output have been probably that your biggest delta is there. So I'd probably vote for Chase Brown and Hoban's team, but I like your angle there. All right, let's get back on the positive side. Let's give me a first half rookie of the year, and I think this one's easy, but I still have 4 nominees.
I had 3. I'm sure we probably cross over all 3. I went Tyler Warren. I think there's a case for number 2 on my list, so it's kind of 1A, 1B for me. But I mean, Tyler Warren's tight end 2 or tight end 3, excuse me, and he's not far off. It's like I'm looking at it right now. He's less than 9 points off.
McBride and Ferguson being 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, Ferguson,
Yeah.
McBride. He's 4 points behind McBride and 9 points behind Ferguson. So like that's pretty crazy for a tight end. I think the other one that's a clear answer is Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah.
What is he? 1, 2, 3.
I got him
4,
at 6. I thought he was the obvious answer.
wide
Yeah.
receiver 6. Yeah, I think the only reason I even considered Warren over Egbuka is just we talked about it last week with the redraft with the tight end position, right? Like having being able to draft and get a guy that slots immediately into a easy tight end 1 conversation. But yeah, it's probably either him or Egbuka, and then my 3rd place, but it's a distant 3rd. I think it's 1A, 1B, and then like 4 or 5 is Scatabo.
Yeah. So I had the same top 3. I had Ibuka 1, Tyler Warren 2, Scatabo 3, and then I also threw in Quinshawn Junkins for Steve's team. He's number 12 in terms of points per game among running backs. Probably wouldn't vote for him, but at least worthy of being nominated. I think it's Igbuka for sure. Yeah. Warren, probably a close second. All right, Guru, I also asked in our first half award situation, whatever the hell we're calling this, to give me a second half bold prediction. What do you got?
Yeah. I can't decide if there's a bold prediction or not, so you'll have to call me out if you think that it's
probably based on that. I'm assuming it's not bold at all.
It's not, maybe, but the two podcast darlings, I feel like, coming into the season or early season where you guys were loving on Kess
Hmm.
and I was loving on Robbie.
Yeah.
So my bold prediction is neither podcast darling makes the playoffs.
Wow. I could see that. I don't know how bold that is.
I don't either. But
Because
because we were all so excited about those teams, I felt like maybe I could sneak that into a bold prediction, but I'd be curious what yours is.
Kess
That's
is
not
currently in the 6th spot. Robbie's currently in the 7th spot. So it's certainly not the boldest prediction I have seen. Um, yeah, I could see it happening. I think Kess's team, I have high expectations for it. They're struggling right now with injuries. Um, my bold prediction is that Half goes 2-5 the rest of the way and misses the playoffs.
whoa. Love that
Yeah.
prediction.
And it starts with you playing him this week, Guru. So it starts with you, and then after you, then it's me. So
Okay.
I think we had a term last year when you beat the podcast duo being us, not the podcast darling. So you just talked about, what was the term? The podcast sweep, the podcast something where you beat us both. What's the reverse?
ChatGPT that came up with a bunch of
What's the reverse where both of us beat you in back-to-back weeks? That's what I want to know, because that's what we need to happen to get Half on off the right foot here. He has lost 2 in a row though. So then you and I knock him off. Then Walsh beats him. That's 5 straight losses. I see him going 2-5 the rest of the way, missing the playoffs at 6-8.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
And unlikely that actually comes to fruition, but that's why it's a bold prediction. I'm not, casting any aspersions towards Tom. I'm not, saying I think it's definitely going to happen. I'm boldly saying here's what might happen, and a little wish casting there with you and I getting him in back-to-back weeks here.
Perfect. I'm on board.
Love it. All right. Finally, our week 8 preview.
Yep.
Again, no particular order, just, whichever names I see first, I write them down, and then we try to create a question. The Honey Bijan Badgers, that's Walsh 4-3 against LC's 3-4. Is Walsh going to make it 5 straight wins this week? 5 straight. That might be podcast guest worthy if Walsh wins 5 straight.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, I think so. I hate to say it. We just talked about the cast situation, the Ayers injuries. I think it's Walsh. He's a big favorite.
He is.
Big favorite, 65-35. That's a big one. So yeah, I'm going. Yes, he continues the streak.
The only thing that I will note is that Kess has gone. I don't know if you saw this. He has gone loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss so far this season.
Okay.
Which means if the trends continue, he would win this week. But not looking great. Yeah. Not looking great. The McConkey off my back, that's Half 4-3 against the Guru's Man Rockets. That's you. I think it's the game of the week, but it is it's a big bye week for Half. He wanted me to note that to you, as if you couldn't see it yourself. You wanted it known. Tell Guru he's getting me at a good time. It is a big bye week for him. Do you have any early text you're planning to send Half's way, as a callback to when Zanza's on?
Yeah. I'm thinking about maybe every so often texting him that he's got one of those bye guys in his lineup just to see if he breaks out. Like, how come you didn't take out that bye week guy? And just see if he goes back and, because he's got so many. I don't know. Did I not hit save? Did I mess up? Did I add one guy in by accident? So maybe I can get him off his game with that. Like, strategy playing the bye week guys. But other than that, no, nothing off the top of my head. I mean, listen, I still don't have. I got McBride on a bye. I've still got Bucky Irving hurt, so I'm not paying poor on that side of the house.
Okay, all right. A good text going out today. I like it. But the other question I was going to ask is how many lineup changes from what he currently has now will we see before kickoff?
I would say over unders 2.5.
It's a fun game to play too. So good luck to both of you guys. But in order for my bold prediction to come true, I need you to beat him. Honestly though, if either one of you lose, that's what's going to happen. It's good news for me trying to get back in this playoff chase. I love hyphens 3-4. That's Robbie, and we'll call him the hyphenator. Against the Thrill to Chase, Steve 5-2. Should Curtis be on upset alert here?
I mean, I think so. I mean, first step is we need Robbie to play some guys that are going to score some points. He's got a couple guys in there. We got
to update that, right? We got to get Lamar Jackson back in there.
I think we are on upset alert here, although I think you and me might be up for the RB2 slot on Robbie's team. He's having a rough time. I don't know who he's going to put in that slot, but if you look at the numbers and he fills in his quarterback off the bench and any running back off the bench, he's going to be right there on points. So I think he's
I
on
mean,
upset alert. I think
Steve's going with Michael Penix this week, and he's looking to make a
oh,
trade for a quarterback.
I saw that.
Um, I mean, the rest of Steve's lineup looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie,
He's got some buys though. He's dealing with
but
some
I
buys.
think if Robbie can get those guys in there, like you said, I'm just gonna look at the waiver wire and see if is there any running back he can plug in there. He does have Brian Robinson Jr., who is probably going to be the answer to who he is going to end up playing this week, unless he wants a dart throw on like Samaje Perine on the waiver wire playing the Jets this week. But it's not looking great. Yeah, that's pretty poor. So hopefully,
he's got 4 points on Lamar Jackson just sit on the bench waiting to get.
yeah. So if Lamar gets in there and Brian Robinson gets a trashy touchdown, could give Steve a run for his money, and we all know that we want that to happen. The Stanzix 2-5, my team against the Allen Bros, also 2-5. Either, neither, or both makes the playoffs.
I've got Stans again, Pete out.
I love it. Same. Me too. No more being.
Can't keep up. There's too many points, Stanzik. It's too many.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It's great. I don't like to give you add more fuel to your fire that you can complain, like, because I don't want I'm sick of you complaining like everybody else, but crying for. But like, it's getting ridiculous. It's a lot of points.
It's not. It hasn't been great over here at the league headquarters here, but hopefully, I mean, 2-5. You think I probably got to win at least 4, and that only gets me to 6-8. And then I need a lot of teams to lose to give me a chance yet. I mean, that's got to win this week. Can't lose this one. Losing to Hoban early in the season really threw my team for a loop. Speaking of Hoban, they're our last game. Bowers Castle, 2-5. They're taking on Zanza's team. Hunter, I don't even know her. 6-1. So we got a classic number 1 seed against the number 10 seed, or first place against last place. What percentage chance would you give Hoban to pull off the upset? I didn't even look to see what Yahoo gives him, but what percent chance would you give him?
Yahoo makes us do math because another guy, Hoban, is not taking out some bye week players. So he's playing currently without a quarterback and running back, which means I have to go add them in from the bottom and try to figure that out. Now, I'm not a math guy, but here's some advanced analytics. The 10 seed against the 1 seed. 10 minus 1 is 9. I'm going 9%. There's a 9% chance that Hoban wins this. I like Zan's, no issue here.
Zanz is projected to score less than 100 points. He has he's got a 2 tight end lineup. Maybe that's why. Yeah, no Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I like your rationale better with your 9%. I just wrote the question, then just the first number that came to me was 12. I just put 12%. I don't like Hoban's chances, but we have seen crazier things happen in this league.
It's a non-zero chance. Non-zero.
It's a non-zero chance. That's right. Well, good luck to everyone this week. We'll be back next week. I mean, if Walsh wins, I think he's getting a pod invite. I don't think he's been on the pod before. An invitation has gone out in the past. He hasn't followed up on it to actually, pop in here. So we'll see what happens. Guru, good luck to you. Good luck to everybody. And thank you to everybody, all 6 or 7 or 8, if we're lucky, on a good week, of you out there that are watching. What do we say? Please rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. I think we have 6 subscribers. I don't know who they all are.
I don't know.
I mean, you don't subscribe. I don't subscribe. I see it when I post the videos. I see 6 subscribers. I assume it's everyone in the league. It'd be weird if someone subscribed to it that isn't in the league.
We were out to dinner with some friends from school, and MT was like, "We got to leave so Justin can do this podcast." And she's like, she said something like, "For all 15 people that listen." I was like, "Whoa, 15? That's a big week. Who are these 15 people?" I had to explain that there's no way there's 15 people listening to this. So that conversation happened.
Well, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, we're getting into all kind of serious stuff. We did, marriage, divorce rates last week, death this week. What's next? Taxes next week? We'll go through the tax tables.
It's election season. We're coming up on, maybe we'll do a local mayor podcast here. But yeah, she was insulting us with the 15. I was like, that's the best compliment we've gotten all week. 15 people listening.
Talk about your all-time backfire. My goodness. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, tell MT, send it to her friends. Let's get some more listeners. Send it to whoever you're with, at least.
Speaking of MT and 15, November 15th, 40th birthday party here at the.
Wow. What are you doing?
Open invite for all the members of the league. If you want to come out and
you got to pull out all the stops for that. What are we doing as the.
We got Are
you planning this or is she planning this?
Yeah. No. I'm planning it. So we've got.
Does she know about it?
Oh yeah. I mean, she had to make the guest list, so I didn't do that. But she wants a masquerade party, so we've got like full on masquerade. So we got
little eyes wide shut action.
Apps at the Eisner House. We got a 46-person limo bus taking us to a bar that my buddy owns that we're basically blocking off.
Oh my God.
Full masquerade party at the bar after that. So it should be a pretty classy event, but also pretty sloppy. So everyone's welcome.
Look at
Let me
you
know.
guys.
We got
40th. All
space on the
right.
bus. We got space
We're
on the
getting
bus.
there.
Everybody's
We're
welcome.
getting there. We're getting there. 40th. Excellent. All right. Well, early happy birthday to MT. I think our guy Pete Allen's turning 40 soon too. Or maybe Pete's young. Pete might be young because his birthday's in November too. Pete, let us know. Let us know. Yeah, I know your birthday's in November. I don't know if that's a 39 or a 40, but we're getting there. It's not great.
Yeah, my back hurts just talking.
Not great. A lot of lower back pain. All right, let's get out of here. I'll see you. Thanks, guys.